my mind. What kind of world is this gonna be? What kind of world will be my legacy to the generations for all humankind? It's time to decide what kind of world. Will it be peaceful? Well, am I? Will it be joyful and kind? Will it be all those things a child so easily describes? Will everybody have enough? Will we speak in the language of love? Somehow I'm suspecting it's all up to what you and I decide. What kind of world do we wanna have? When will we be ready to start giving back to this precious place? To every young face, tell every boy and girl, what kind of world? Will it be peaceful? Well, am I? Will it be joyful and kind? Will it be all those things a child so easily describes? Oh yeah. Will everybody have enough? Will we speak in the language of love? Somehow I'm suspecting it's all up to what you and I decide. What kind of world do we want to have? When will we be ready to start being that for this precious place? For every young face, tell every boy and girl, what kind of world? Tell every boy and girl, what kind of world? Whoa, do, 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 do.
Oh, Nick, thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to this Sunday celebration service. I am Reverend G, minister at the Unitarian Universalist Community Church. Our physical building is located on Shaver Road in Portage. And what a beautiful day. The sun is shining. It's warm outside. It's almost like it's summer, but it isn't. The world seems to be celebrating. Thank you for joining us on this morning. And I invite you to also join in with us as we light the chalice of which is the symbol of our faith. That which we have in common is that we seek truth, that we do not allow differences to separate us and to stand between us. Instead, we focus on that which we have in common, and that is our truth-seeking nature and desire, fact-seeking, truth-seeking. And today, perhaps more than ever, I think that this is very important. So will you please join me and all the Unitarian Universalists across this country in lighting the chalice? And will you please say the words with me? In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now, I invite you to join us for a short time in meditation, facilitated, led by our own Eric Nelson.
So we begin our meditation today by just taking a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And then feeling the feet now contacting the floor, just noticing sensations there in the feet. Feeling those feet, the feet connecting to the earth, the body's stable and grounded. And bringing attention up the body into the sits bones. Noticing the sensations and that contact between the buttocks and the cushion. And noticing the hands touching the lap or the legs or one another. And now just bringing attention to the whole of the body, noticing sensations on the skin and in the body, and just noticing sensations as they come and go, whether they're pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, just allowing them to be as they are. And if you'd like to close your eyes, that can reduce distraction and be helpful. Or you can leave the eyes open, whatever works best for you. So just noticing sensations in the whole of the body now. And then bringing attention into the upper body and just noticing the rise and the fall of the chest and the abdomen. Again, just noticing moment by moment sensations of the breath in the body. And notice the four parts of the breath. There's an inhale and maybe a slight pause, an exhale and a slight pause. So we're following the breath all the way in and all the way out. And then just pausing for a moment and inviting the whole body from head to toe to soften, soothe, relax. Soften, soothe, relax. And then just returning attention back to the sensation of the breath in the upper body. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go, no problem to solve in this moment. We're just resting completely. Just resting in the breath. And we'll conclude with loving kindness words towards ourselves. May I be happy and joyful. May I be healthy in mind and body and spirit. May I know inner peace and outer peace. May I be free from suffering and free from the causes of suffering. And extending this wish to all beings, may all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free from suffering.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for taking us into a place of quiet so we may collect ourselves, so we may focus into our inner peace and ready ourselves for what may come. So thank you and re-welcome. I'm Reverend G, in case you're only joining us now, minister at the Unitarian Universalist Community Church on Shaver Road in Portage, and I'm delighted to be spending this time with you. Thank you for joining in. And before I begin, allow me to thank you, all those who are contributing to making this Zoom church possible. Thank you, Miriam, Nick, Nancy, Joe, Eric. Thank you for contributing, for giving of your time, giving of your passion, and of your kind love. So how are you feeling? I remember I started last week the same way. How are you feeling? We have only 2 more times to sleep before the big election, and now it is over. And by golly, we had to sleep a few more nights before we knew the results. However, now they are in, and the country has chosen a new leader, a new path. And yesterday I was watching the networks. I was watching TV, and I was delighted to see people in the streets spontaneously coming into the streets celebrating. And I had forgotten that crowds in the streets of this country can celebrate as well, and how different it feels. Laughter is back. One of the sure signs of dysfunctionality and of is anxiety. And anxiety, if you've ever been in an anxious state of mind, then you know how it wipes away joy, laughter, lightness, ease of beingness. And that's what I saw return yesterday into the streets of our cities, into the streets of our country. So yes, it is time to celebrate. The nation has spoken. The votes had come in, and this country has decisively chosen a new path, a different future. And for that, we are all grateful. And I would like to also preface this talk with the truth, and that is that I am still processing, that I find myself in this very peculiar situation. Being a minister, it is expected of me to deliver a talk Sunday morning at 10 a.m., whether I'm ready or not. And I am still processing, which, at least to me, is information that I am not nearly as ready as I would like to be. I am processing the very fact that while this country has decisively chosen a different future, there are 70 million people in this country who would have liked more of the same. And just because we have a new president-elect and a woman vice president, this country is just as divided as it was a week ago. That while a different side is rejoicing today, the other side may experience the kind of grief that the winning side is experiencing joy right now. So there is that reality, and that is the background to all of it. And sure, it is right now time to rejoice, and we're rejoicing the world over. We saw fireworks in London last night, and the bells rang in Paris, and the mayor of Paris tweeted, "America, welcome back to the world." So yes, there is that, and then there is the reality of us being divided. And how do we heal the divide? So that work begins. And I was encouraged last night by the words of both the vice president-elect and president-elect, who spoke of unity, spoke of healing. There was a tone hit that I have personally hungered for the last 4 years, of kindness, of compassion, of of elevating everyone at the same time, nobody being put down, blamed, singled out. So that is definitely an energy and a reality that I personally welcome. And I know that a decisive majority has wanted that. So today, as I speak, I have two thoughts in mind. And one of them is that character is destiny. And I think that both candidates are proof to that, both of them, that character is destiny. While I am sure that many, many people had gone to the polls to vote for Biden, just as many had gone to the polls to vote out the current president, Trump, because character is destiny. And this nation seems to me has chosen to listen to its better angels and chosen the path to the possibility of healing, of coming together. And it is my hope and wish that we will find our way to coming together. And I would not say that coming together again, because I am not so sure that we were so together in the past. So we carve a new future where this coming together indeed is possible, that healing can occur in this divided nation of ours. The other thought that I have is a quote from Carl Rogers, psychotherapist, who said, the most personal is also the most universal. The most personal is the most universal. So, as I had mentioned before, I find myself in this position where I am not entirely, I'm still processing. So I know that it is best for me to speak when I am done processing, and that is not the reality. 10 a.m. came before I was done processing. So I also know that when I am not ready to speak, it is time for me to listen. Listen to all sides. Listen to that which is most personal to all of us, every single one of us, to find that which is most universal. And when I can hear that which is most universal, then I resonate and my compassion is awakened, and the possibility of coming together can become a reality. Character is destiny, and the most personal is most universal. I am also reminded of a story of a rabbi who once asked his people, "How do you know the night has given way today to the light?" And one of his pupils said, "Teacher, is it not true that we know that the night has given way to dawn when in the dim light we see the shape of a sheep and can tell it apart from the shape of a wolf?" And the teacher said, "No, that's not how we tell." Another said, "Teacher, don't we know that night has given way to light, to dawn, when we can tell a tree if it's a fig or an olive?" And the teacher said, "No, that is not how we tell that the night is over. The way we tell that dawn has broken the darkness of night is when we see a man or a woman approaching, and we can discern with certainty that they are our brother or our sister. And until we can discern with certainty that they are our brother or our sister, the night will be with us. The night has been with us for a long time. And I think it is time for dawn to break. And it is time for us to look at each other and see that which we have in common and not that which separates us. Us Unitarian Universalists have lived this experiment for long now, where we have found a way to focus on that which we have in common and not on that which separates us. Us Unitarian Universalists find our way to the divine in ways that are true to us individually and may be very varied within our congregation. Many times I've told you that in our particular congregation, we have atheists, Buddhists, Christians, recovering Catholics, Wiccans, agnostics, and we come together. We are in community, in loving community, I might add, in constructive, living community, because of these differences. We find a way to focus on that which binds us together, and we allow that to lead the way. We allow that to fuel our togetherness. So the night has been long, and I know that there might be the tendency in some of us to not just want to vote out the president, but to identify those who voted for him as same as the president. How could you have voted for someone who has divided this nation or contributed to the division of this nation more than anyone else, who has introduced cruel policies that have hurt people, who has put the rule of gold far above the golden rule. And I can imagine that we may have the tendency to judge those who voted for him, and that shall lead us nowhere. That shall lead us down the path of further separation, of cementing that. And it is time for the night to end. It is time for all of us to find our way to the table, to sit down and look and speak into that most personal, so we may find the most universal, so we may reconnect, so we may heal. It is time to heal our woundedness, find our way back to laughter, to joy, to community, where we can disagree without needing to hate each other. We can disagree about policy and still celebrate each other's humanity, where we can disagree about a direction that we're going in and still value and respect each other, where we can let our better angels guide us, lead us down a path that is decent, that is kind, that is healing. So I am going to leave you with this. Remember that character is destiny, And I believe that this country has dug deep and found its way back to its character of kindness, of compassion. The possibility of healing, I believe, is within sight. And I would like to play a song, but by our friends Stogoods, the Stogoods. They were our guest musicians and speakers a couple of weeks ago, and they wrote another verse to America the Beautiful. And I believe that it is more timely than ever. And that is how I would like to end my talk. Please listen to the Stogoods.
Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful, compassionate shores where dreams and hope are born, where kindness and civility can weather any storm. America, America, God heal this great divide. Let fear release, rekindle peace, till all our hearts unite, you and me, from sea to shining sea.
Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for being in community with us. Thank you for supporting us. And I invite you to keep on supporting us. So this voice of unity, of healing, may find ways into more and more hearts and lives. We receive your offerings. At this time, you may contribute by checks and mailing it to the church, or through Plus Give. It's an app that you can download on your phone. Thank you again for living in community with us. Nick, take it away. Nick? Thank you.
Man, it hurts sometimes to live this life. Some days I'd rather run and hide. Maybe then the pain would hide as well. Maybe then I could protect myself. But who's gonna win? Is that really living? Oh, I wish I didn't know. But the answer is no, nobody would win. 'Cause I could close my eyes and pretend I don't see. I could close my mind and pretend that I'm free. But my soul knows the truth. Life means stepping back in. I'm gonna open my heart again. Man, it hurts sometimes when I've done wrong. Some days I'd rather just move on. Maybe then I wouldn't have to cry. Maybe then I could protect my pride. But who's gonna win? Is that really loving? Oh, I wish I didn't know. That the answer is no, nobody would win. 'Cause I could close my eyes and pretend I don't see. I could close my mind and pretend that I'm free. But my soul knows the truth. Life means stepping back in. I'm gonna open my heart. I could close my eyes and pretend I don't see. I could close my mind and pretend that I'm free. But my soul knows the truth. That life means stepping back in. I'm gonna open my heart again.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Welcome back. Before we extinguish the chalice, I have a few announcements to make. Although we are still virtual, we have a very vibrant community and a very vibrant virtual church life. So there are some events that I wish to invite all of you. And although you may have never attended our church in person, perhaps you've been just watching us virtually, please go to our website and you will find details for these events, and you're welcome to join us. Do join us so we can get to know you and you get to know us as well. Next week, Sunday, November 15, mark your calendar. Daniel Neymad is going to be our guest speaker and musician. If you don't know Daniel Neymad, then please go to YouTube and Google him. If you do know Daniel Neymad, then I know that you're already happily marking your calendar. He is amazing. Both songs that Nick sang today were written by Daniel Neymad. I know that the entire service will be absolutely inspiring, fulfilling. There will be meat and potatoes and inspiration. Your soul and your mind will be very, very well fed. That's next week, November 15, 10 a.m. here on Zoom and Facebook Live. November 17, our own Darby Fetzer is going to offer at 7 p.m. a 1-hour workshop. And here you will, she's an emotional intelligence facilitator. And Here you will learn skills to engage in civil conversations to build respectful, truth-seeking bridges toward greater understanding. And this will help you with your family, with your coworkers, your neighbor, your friends. And in this divided world of ours, this is about as timely as it gets. So that's November 17, a 1-hour workshop with Darby Fetzer, Emotional Intelligence Facilitator. Join us. It is time to build bridges. The burning of bridges is over. It's time to build them, rebuild them, fix them. And what a great opportunity. At November 12th, at 7 p.m., which is a Thursday, we're going to have another workshop on moral decision making. And this will be facilitated by our own Freya Lake. So join us Thursday, November 12th at 7 p.m. To talk about and consider moral decision making. You can find information on our website about all of these events. So please join us, join in with our community. If you've never attended anything, why not start now? There's always a first time, as they say. And now I am going to extinguish the chalice. Will you please say the words with me? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Day has broken. The light is shining. Be kind, be gentle, compassionate, and forgiving. And so it is.